Well, good morning. Let's dive into our first chat this morning. From the 5th to the 7th of November, Cape Town will host the International Women's Forum, the IWF Global Cornerstone Conference, convening nearly 500 women experts and leaders from about 30 countries. Now, the conference, it brings together a collective moment of insight and connection centered around the theme, Ubuntu, I am because we are. It will elevate conversations exploring the shifting geopolitical landscape, the impact of artificial intelligence, the importance of the arts and culture sector as well. The conference really comes 2 weeks ahead of the historic G20 summit in South Africa, the first African nation to host the summit. Now, IWF Global CEO Stephanie O'Keefe will be in attendance. But right now, we're also going to be joined by Global Board Member, Co-Chair as well of the conference, Irene Charnley. Irene, good morning. Thanks so much for your time at this hour.
Good morning to you, Liesl, and good morning to your early viewers.
Listen, early bird catches the worm, Irene, and thank you so much for being here. I mean, it's obviously an exciting endeavor ahead of the G20 conference, as I just mentioned. What does it mean for Cape Town, the African continent at large, to be hosting this IWF Cornerstone Conference for the very first time?
Yes, it is the very first time. You know, the International Women's Forum, we're a global organization, just over 8,500 members, women leaders across 36 countries, and it's quite significant that this conference is being held here. It's the first time it's being held in Cape Town. The third time it's being held in South Africa. So, but Cape Town, you know, it's just the togetherness that we are going to have this conference here because it reflects the theme of togetherness, you know, collaboration. And so we're very much looking forward to the discussions we're going to have around, you know, especially within the context of the global economy and the shaping of the geopolitical environment. So it's quite significant that this conference is taking place, as you say, 2 weeks before the G20, because many of the women who's going to be involved in the panel discussions and debating the issues are women who are also involved in shaping policy, you know, in the various countries, and it's women also attending the G20, giving input on that. So that is why this conference is so significant. And the fact that it's being held in Cape Town, you know, beautiful city as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for painting that picture and setting that context for us, because, I mean, it's also in line with the theme, Ubuntu, I am because we are. It carries a deep cultural and spiritual meaning as well. And I wonder if you can speak to how this principle frames the conversations and the leadership approach of this gathering.
Yes. So I mean, can you imagine just women from 30 countries getting together? What does it tell us? It tells us about collaboration. Okay, it's women talking to one another, talking about the people around them that they are empowering. Women who are also shaping the narrative of their own countries. So when we say, you know, for us, we are not ourselves unless because we are shaped because of our community. And in the same way, these conversations are being shaped because different women are bringing different strengths, different views together. And I think what we are saying, it's important through collaboration and engagement that we also shape the empowered conversation around the geopolitical environment, and that goes back not just in terms of strategies, what needs to happen, but also ensuring that the woman that is implemented so that we can have positive change, not only in our countries, but in the world. Because remember, as a global economy, a global environment, I mean, the whole geopolitical environment, you know, it's interactiveness, engagement. So it's about Ubuntu. How do we bring that together so that we can positively impact the people around us? And, you know, for us, it's so significant because the partners that we have that is supporting this conference to make it possible that we can have it in Cape Town, partners like Standard Bank, partners like Anglo American, partners like the Motsepe Foundation, partners like Naspers, they're making it possible for us to have this type of conversation as women, because they understand the important and the role that women play in shaping the narrative.
Absolutely.
So we're very, very happy and
It's
very happy
about,
around that.
and Irene, just to your point, it is about inclusivity, and there's that aspect of creating equality and equity as well. And yes, geopolitically, there are tensions. It's a pivotal time, in the world at large, given the rise of, different ideologies as well. So you want to look at how women leaders navigate this evolving landscape. But I know there's also the incorporation of arts and culture as well. We know that culture plays a pivotal part in, what, basically forms the bedrock of our society as well. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that's also part of the Women Leadership Forum?
Exactly. So we're having a panel discussion with Tandiswa Mazwai, who's going to be talking with Letta Mbulu. Can you imagine? Letta on the stage, not singing, but talking about what has influenced her singing, the art and the culture, because that's important. Remember, it's about who we are, because singing and the voices, what we display through our voices and express through our voices, is influenced by the environment that we're coming from. So there's going to be a discussion around that with Letta Mbulu. But in addition to that, we're going to showcase our culture. We will have the minstrels. Remember the minstrels in Cape Town? Very interesting. It comes because it was a rejection by local people of slavery, and then we will have the Ndlovu Choir, and we will showcase the Cape Philharmonic Orchestra, and we will showcase people like Vicky Sampson about African Dream. We have different artists as well, Nomfundo, Talava, even Mafikizolo. So I think we are just culturally, and I think another partner of ours is the SPA group. And so it's like bringing all of this together, the culture, experiencing the culture, but then also talking about it through through our panel discussion.
Yes, and then obviously from the talking, one wants to see that implementation happen on the ground, and that's to the point about, how everyone can also get involved. And because the IWF SA, particularly for South Africa, does so much work, how do people get in touch in terms of knowing what the programs are and how they're also empowered at large throughout the year?
Yes, so our program, we've empowered about 1,000 professional women over the past, it's like we have the hashtag 1,000. So women that we have empowered, So to get hold of us, just go to our website, iwfsa.co.za, and, see what we do. We've been involved in setting up the Gender-Based Violence Response Fund, which have supported more than 500,000 women and children independently from IWFSA. So we are a convening power to ensure that we enable the empowerment of organizations around us. And that is what is so significant of International Women's Forum South Africa. Yeah, we've done amazing work. So get to our website and see the work that we do and how we mentor and empower young women like yourself, and we're very proud to see you being here, because the young women are the leaders of tomorrow, and we stall on the shoulders of other women who came before us, and then we need to empower the next generation of women, and that's really the foundation of what International Women's Forum stand for globally. What we do in South Africa, other women do in 36 other countries.
No, absolutely, Irene. And just to the work that you've done throughout the year when it comes to the G20, there was so much contributions as well. I wonder if you can speak to, some of those, some of the workings that you had undertaken now that we're edging closer to the 22nd and 23rd of November.
Yeah. So we've got many of our women. You've got women Nolita Fakude, you've got Audrey Matupe, in fact, Puti Mahanele. These are all members of International Women's Forum, and they are chairing many of the subcommittees that's either from the B20 leading up to G20. And the whole discussion around the global environment. I mean, I see on your screen you have a picture of Funeka Monjane. And Funeka is the CEO of Standard Bank Private Banking, contributing 55% of Standard Bank's revenue. But she's going to moderate a panel talking about the global economy. And on that panel, we're having two women, Trudy and Winnie. Winnie's from Uganda, also working, for the UN. But these are women who's part and parcel of our presidential committee talking about food security, the economy, and how do we uplift the poor. And so they will be part of our panel, but then also taking that discussions back into, they will be giving us insight about what is going to happen at the G20 in terms of the global economy and the issues around that and the issues around food security. And that will then be presented as a paper at the G20. So we're quite excited that we're having a conversation around that. It's going to be just awesome.
Oh, the IWF Global Cornerstone Conference there. Thank you so much, Irene Charnley, for joining us. You're the co-chair, of course, just chatting to us, and the global board member chatting to us about what we can expect during that summit, the impact you've had, and the continuous work heading into G20 and beyond. Well, we're going to leave the conversation there.